Good morning and welcome to the Neil Larson Show. On this Tuesday, the number to reach us is the Stones Automotive Group call and text line, 208-542-1079. Little bit, I gotta tell you, and I'm gonna be a little bit, blunt. Not crass so much, but blunt. Why does the news cycle give so much bandwidth to a former disgraced president's crackhead son? You had Hunter. Why? Is this the car crash that you can't not look away from? The Bidens, luckily, at least the elder Bidens are luckily off the political stage. We certainly don't need them. But you have Hunter Biden going on a couple of different podcasts, profanity-laden. I can't, number one, I don't even want to play the clips. Number two, I really can't play all the clips that I have for you, but he did say some interesting things that are rather telling. And I also think that it revealed a pretty deep rift within the Democrat Party. He goes after George Clooney, like after George Clooney. Here's an example, and in fact, I stopped counting the number of F-bombs that he used.
Him, and everybody around him. I don't have to be.
Okay, I'm not even going to keep going there. You get the idea, and it kept going. He hates George Clooney, and that is so incredibly clear. And let's see. I got to block the phones here. People are trying to call in. Now's not the time to call in. So I always forget to block the phone lines so people call in because they're like, and I don't want them to sit there and wait on hold for half an hour. So we'll go ahead and block those. But he hates George Clooney. He hates Nancy Pelosi. He kind of hates everybody because of what happened with the switcheroo last year. And I will say the switcheroo turned out to be a much, much more spectacular disaster than we had hoped. Like, do you remember, try to, if you can, to put yourself in the mind, say, a year ago. It's convention time. Trump's ear had just been shot. Or, he got shot, but in the ear. And you had... I think by this time, Kamala, I don't remember what time frame they did the switcheroo. But I remember watching this thinking, okay, the media is going to be all in on Kamala. And they did run interference, but there's just so much, you don't have enough lipstick to cover the entire pig. All right. And I think they did the best that they could with what they had. We know 60 Minutes certainly did their part in the selective editing. In fact, they lost big because of that financially later. But you had all of that happening, and here's Joe Biden, Dementia Joe, who tried to do politics for about 10 years too long, past what he should have done. And so now the Bidens are bitter. It's the bitter Bidens, and that sounds like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, and now we could do one about the bitter Bidens. But Jill is bitter. Hunter clearly is bitter, and there is truly a bitterness there for how Dad was treated. And these are scars that probably will not go away, ever. Like, I don't think you're going to have the Bidens making up with the Clooneys at any point in I don't even know if they were friends to begin with, but I don't know that. But I think it also speaks to this larger rift that we're seeing inside the Democrats right now. You have James Carville writing an op-ed, a piece, or maybe a guest column, talking about how it wasn't a crack-smoking clown car, but it was basically that same message, that's what the Democrat Party is right now. They're a clown car, and they're all on crack, and they don't know exactly how to get through this or get out of it, because you've got Hunter going on the podcasts and dropping dozens of F-bombs during and in fact, we in our media today, there clearly is a much higher tolerance for profanity today than there was in previous times. But even the headlines are saying, oh, this was profanity laced. And that tells you it definitely was. And I think that my summary of this, and I like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we have a lot to get to today. We have Comey to get to and more on the Obama coup stuff. We have local and regional stuff that we're going to get to. But my conclusion on the Bidens is Hunter is a good indication, quite frankly, of how trashy these people are. And I know people hate Trump and people talk about Trump's past, whatever. When you watch Hunter, somebody around Hunter needs to say, don't do these anymore. If you can't control your mouth, if you can't present as a dignified, respectable human being, stop it. Okay, you are just, I mean, there's not much legacy left to tarnish, but whatever is left, you're just making it worse, Hunter, with these appearances. And there is part of me, like I look at it, and we all have different parts of us. And there's the partisan part of me that wants Republicans to win, and that's saying, just keep at it. Hunter, you should go on more podcasts. You ought to just keep highlighting the division within the Democrat Party, because I think it distracts from some of the division that we're having on our side. But then there's a part of me that just wants humans to be better, and I want to give advice to people about what not to do and what to do. And that part of me says, stop it, Hunt. You shouldn't be doing this, all right? It's clear. I don't know if you're still on drugs or not. I don't know if you're still doing crack. But even if you're not, the residual effect of you doing crack before is still evident. And because of that, maybe you should just sit it out. Don't try to be this public person, even though you're a very public family. Go find something that you don't need to be in the limelight for. Because I don't know if, and I don't mean the pun here, I don't know if Hunter can rehab his image at this point. Okay, we got to talk about the coup, the insurrection. And no, I'm not talking about January 6th. I am talking about 2016 and the attempted takedown of Donald Trump using a hoax, using manufactured intelligence that they knew was manufactured. Apparently, Obama knew it. Apparently, there's emerging documents that seem to indicate that the White House put pressure on Comey and the investigation into Hillary Clinton. You may remember that summer of 2016 when the Hillary Clinton email scandal was unfolding. And of course, she had just, fresh off stealing the nomination from Bernie Sanders, had to keep her campaign on life support. And so she couldn't be indicted for the mishandling of classified information. Comey apparently dutifully did what Obama's White House pressured him to do, which was conduct your investigation, but don't recommend prosecution. I still remember the presser that Comey gave when his quote, investigation had concluded. And there are 3 words: no reasonable prosecutor. Well, that's not his call, quite frankly. Your job as an FBI, as the FBI, is to just gather evidence and then turn it over to the prosecutor. Not to say what reasonable prosecutors would do or not do. But that's never stopped Comey. His ego has created boundary issues before and when will still. But apparently there was pressure by the Obama White House because they had to deliver on the deal to Hillary Clinton. And the deal was, you're not going to be the president in 2008. You got to sit that out for 8 years. We'll make you Secretary of State. You'll be important. You'll be a distinguished senator from New York, and we're going to set you up to become the president in 2016. That was what they needed to deliver to Hillary Clinton. That's why they changed the rules and stole it from Bernie. And that is why I believe the allegedly, White House pressured James Comey to not push forward with the effort to prosecute Hillary Clinton. I don't know that he would have anyway. He has been a very loyal foot soldier to the progressive left. But we know the disaster that was Hillary. By the way, has anybody noticed there are not identicality, but there are some parallels between Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris and how disastrous they are as retail politicians. They're terrible. They make terrible politicians. And I've had people who are on the other side. And sometimes they send text messages. Maybe it's an email. Once in a while, it can be an in-person conversation. And they talk about how terrible Trump is. What a horrible human being. He's despicable. He's just a buffoon. And yet your side couldn't beat him. Let's look at it. Let's look at the last three presidential races that we've been through. Trump has been the Republican nominee in all three of them. The dementia-ridden old man could not, or he's the one that, well, I know we're not going to have that discussion. He's the one that, quote unquote, beat Donald Trump in 2020. Yet Hillary Clinton lost to him in 2016. Kamala Harris lost to him in 2024. What does that tell you about the state of the Democrat Party? I would say the last viable candidate that the Democrats had was Barack Obama, 2012. It's been a very long time since the Democrats put up anybody even close to presidential. And you might say, well, Biden won with 80 million votes. Well, if you believe that, you have that right. But all the rules were different during COVID. That's an outlier that I think we kind of toss. I don't think Joe Biden could have won in a traditional robust presidential environment in 2020. It's fascinating. By the way, all of this is kind of linked together. The Democrats know they cannot win when it comes to playing by the rules, putting forward ideas, and winning the hearts and the minds of the American people. They lose when that's the situation. So they have to rig it. They have to exaggerate a pandemic so they can change the rules of the election, so they can get their old codger that they ended up auto-penning later across the finish line. They have to change the rules of their own convention so they can steal it away from the old codger socialists that almost won it. I mean, think through this. There's a reason why we had the Trump-Russia collusion hoax perpetrated on us for years, starting in 2016. It's because they could not win with their ideas and the candidates at the time. They had to tip the scales. And apparently, Barack Obama used James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, all of them with access to immense amounts of government power to try to frame Donald Trump. Will there be accountability? I think that's one of the biggest questions that we have before us now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm setting my expectations really low that there will actually be accountability. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it seems like the people who reach those echelons of power get a pass. That the Faucis and the Comeys and the all the rest of them, there is something that is afforded to them that you and I don't have. And that is, you'll be criticized, you'll be scrutinized, you might even be investigated and perhaps even indicted. You're never going to be held accountable and you're never going to go to jail. Like fully accountable. And so that's what my conditioning says is going to happen, is that there'll be hearings, there'll be an investigation. Heck, there might even be a special counsel that looks into the manufacture of the evidence. I will be shocked if we ever see mugshots and prison sentences, even though that's what treason would warrant. Well, treason actually may warrant more than that, but that's never going to happen. So, it'll be interesting political theater, But don't get your hopes up that it's actually going to be an exercise in justice. It's just going to be an exercise in, as I said, political theater. Last moment here. This is James Comey. And in the midst of all of this, these emerging stories about him being complicit in this coup against Donald Trump in 2016, he is playing the sympathy card. The poor me, my daughter got fired from the Southern District of New York. Listen to the melodrama.
The reservoir is in grave danger right now. Trump and the hacks who lead the Department of Justice are hammering at the dam day after day, trying to turn it into just another gold leaf-covered Trump subsidiary. Our best hope is that good people will stay and do what Maureen asked. Have the courage to do the right thing always. You may get fired for acting that way, but there's honor in that, and nothing but disgrace for those who don't stand up. There are going to be hard weeks in the Trump era, and this was one for my family. But there are plenty of good people still in the department committed to doing things the right way, committed to the rule of law. For them, because of them, keep the faith.
And the Oscar goes to James. Really? You got to be kidding me. Are you going to dog whistle another presidential assassination call, James? Good grief. 8:25 on News Talk 107.9. We'll be back. If you'd like to reach us, 208-542-1079. All right, it's 8:30 on News Talk 107.9. Neil Larson along with Julie Mason. A couple of people texting in, Julie, pointed out very astutely that the Bidens are also mad because the government gravy train is over. They don't have the political power to peddle to different forces around the country. Because I thought, you know what? Biden could always go back to Burisma. I'm sure they'd love to have him. I'm sure
he was a valued team member.
That deep well of understanding he had about the energy industry.
Yes.
Like he could,
valued team member.
He could go back to that if he wanted.
Yeah. Or what about his fledgling art career?
Oh, that's true.
Those were selling like hotcakes. How come they're not flying off the shelf?
Yeah,
now?
Hunter Picasso. Let's get back to the canvas. Yeah. Make some money here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I hadn't forgotten about that, but I sort of forgot about how skeezy all of that. That's what the Bidens, in fact, that's their business model.
Their grift.
You might think, oh, they are dignified public servants. No, they're entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. They had access to a product and they sold it to the highest bidder.
Yep.
And that's an interesting entrepreneurial approach, but it worked for them.
Yes, it did.
But don't they have enough money? Like, aren't the Bidens worth a lot now?
That's a question that people that make your amount of money and my amount of money ask. Not a question that people in high power ask, because there never is enough.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Joe Biden's net worth. They say it's about $10 million. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think sometimes net worth queries on the internet are about as reliable as gas station sushi.
I love it when they give you a range like $4.5 million to $12 million. Well, wow.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's true.
That's a pretty big range of net worth.
My net worth is somewhere between $10,000 and $500 million. I'm not saying where, but it's somewhere.
Where on that scale?
Between those two figures. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Julie sent me some Hunter Biden clips last night, and with a big caveat. She said, you're going to have to edit these heavily. Because...
F this, F that, F. That's what was going on.
It's funny, too, because Donald Trump said that word because Netanyahu, they were bombing, and they don't know what they're doing. So he dropped... The media had a freak out over that, which now Hunter Biden is not the president, thank goodness. But I'm like, man, he has, and I'm not a prude. Like I'm not the guy that says, I will not watch this PG-13 movie because it has an F word in it. That's not me. But at some point, you're like, can you think of a different word? It's just, that's so excessive.
Oh, I've long contended people that use the F word repeatedly, much like Hunter Biden, they lack creativity.
Yes.
The English language is broad and expansive. There's many other words you can bring into your vocabulary besides that.
A lot of adjectives you can pull in. Mm-hmm. That's their go-to, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why would he do it? Was he getting paid to be on the podcast that he was on?
I don't think so. I will say this. Okay, let's give them credit where credit is due, which is you played an Eric Swalwell clip that he mentioned that they need to get out there more. That was part of Kamala's failure, that she wasn't out there enough. Let's look at Mom Donnie, who just won the Democrat nomination in New York. Mm-hmm. He did get out there. It's very well crafted. That's true. So we need to stop thinking they can't learn how to play this game. Hunter Biden made waves on a very not well-known podcast because he's Hunter Biden. Yeah. They're going to get better at this game. And Republicans need to not be caught flat-footed.
Well, I think the ones who get it are going to get better at it. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a big core of the Democrat Party that doesn't think they need to, that, they're already at a certain status. That's not going to cut it. You're right about that. And someone said, and these words may come back to haunt me. Someone said that Hunter Biden has ambitions for 2028, that he wants to run for president.
Well, his cocaine's already in the White House.
He's
already put down footprints in the White House.
Maybe he left some there so we'd be there when he arrives in January of 2029. But there's no way. No. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, it's Brad from Now 105.1 and QP99. I'm in the studio here. I love our studios, by the way. Ranger Rick back there. There's Neil and Julie doing their thing. Hey, when you want to advertise on the radio, what do? You call the radio station, right? But what do you do when you want to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and Hulu and Disney Plus and Peacock and the other TV streaming services? You can kind of click around on them and make guesses or read books or take courses online on how to do that advertising. Or you could call us at the radio station. At Sandhill Media, we take care of your local radio and digital marketing. So reach out to us at sandhillmediagroup.com and we'll make sure that your message gets heard and seen wherever your customers are.
I don't know if there's a way or not, but he's not getting the nomination. So good luck. Good luck.
That's what I mean by there's no way.
Yeah.
He's not getting the nomination. Mm-hmm. I mean, although I don't know who's skeezier, him or Gavin Newsom, but,
Mm-hmm. Gavin's savvy. Where Hunter Biden is not savvy, Gavin has more of that. Yeah. Where, that's not to say Gavin doesn't screw up. Remember the French Laundry and many others.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not as classless as Hunter Biden, and he's not as stupid to leave a laptop with a repair guy and forget about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he doesn't leave his cocaine laying around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he does cocaine. That was a joke, but,
Yeah, but if a news story dropped in the next 10 minutes saying he does, would you be surprised?
I don't think I would be surprised, no. If I'm being honest. No, I don't think I'd be all that. Especially the videos that we've seen. Is it Macron on the train with, I don't know, some dude, and they
wiping their nose and
like that was pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
And you read the comments and they're like, oh yeah, the world's elite. They're all doing it. So,
well, in that podcast that Hunter Biden was on, I don't have this clip, but I saw a rundown of the podcast. He, I guess, contends in the podcast that crack cocaine is actually safer than alcohol.
What?
Uh-huh. He wasn't paying attention to me, and then it kind of all clicked in what I just said, and he was like, what?
Although, you know what that reminds me of, Julie? It reminds me of the people that are like, oh, marijuana never hurt anybody. Marijuana's totally safe. Marijuana's
And it's
great.
not addictive. And
Marijuana's like your grandma. Marijuana should be, baseball, apple pie, and marijuana. And, like they love marijuana. They think marijuana is...
yeah.
You should... Never mind. Like, I could really take this to a bad level.
They think marijuana is manna.
They really do. They think that it's heavenly. There is new research coming out now that marijuana is doing terrible things to young people. If they're smoking it too young in their developing brains, it is causing all sorts of problems for them, psychological problems and otherwise. And I thought, okay, that sort of sounds to me like Hunter has a vested interest in preserving in his own mind the reputation of crack cocaine.
Yes.
If you're like, oh, it's not as bad as alcohol, is that a tacit admission you're still using it? Like, in my mind, it is. That to me says, if you have that need, because most people who truly become clean from addictive drugs hate it. Mm-hmm. They hate it. They would never line it up with alcohol. Like
extol the virtues of.
Yeah, exactly. So it feels like if you're protecting the reputation of crack cocaine, you might be using it.
Just say that phrase again. Protecting the reputation of crack cocaine.
Well, that's what he was
doing.
Alcohol's worse than that. Yeah, okay. Hitler was worse than Jeff Dahmer. Like what? That's so weird.
So weird.
Now people are going to get mad. Did you just compare alcohol to Hitler?
Yeah.
No.
No.
But anyway, okay. Should we take a break?
I will say this. Yeah, let's take a break. But it was a nice reprieve from the anger that I have in the news cycle to watch Hunter Biden do what he did yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, just that, okay.
What a spectacle.
You can never write the script that we're going to show up with the next morning, because who thought this was coming?
Yeah, that's true. Would you interview Hunter Biden if you had the chance?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, I would too. Uh-huh. The one question I don't think was asked was that your cocaine in the White House?
Yeah.
That would have been one of my first questions. So, all right, we'll be back. 8:40 on News Talk 107.9.
And now for the next 10 months, the gloves are off. I can finally speak unvarnished truth to power and say what I really think about Donald Trump, starting right now. I don't care for him.
The lack of humor there explains exactly why his stupid show's getting canceled. Mm-hmm. Colbert was just a money loser for CBS. And it's interesting because you had Kimmel coming out the night, because they kind of stick together. They're competitors, but they're brothers too, right? Like when you think about it. And Kimmel came out and basically said Hunter Biden's favorite word, but directed toward CBS for canceling his show. And I wish I could have a conversation with Kimmel and say, do you expect CBS just to keep losing money? Like, is that what you want them to do, is to keep pouring money into this product that there's no ROI on other than more debt? And I mean, they were losing money on it. He didn't have the advertising to justify the expense of the show anymore.
The extended portion of that clip said that there was 200 employees on that show.
Yeah.
So it's not just the time slot that you lose money by not selling ad revenue, but you're paying 200 people. You have Colbert's contract. You can't ask a company to keep doing that. That's like looking at McDonald's, and they make up a hamburger that nobody wants to eat. But because it's just supposed to be, hamburgers are supposed to be, you have to keep making the product. Make hundreds of them a day and throw them away just because.
Yeah.
No fast food restaurant's ever going to do that.
I mean, McDonald's did that with salads for a while, but
They have salad still.
Oh, do they? Okay. I thought that they got into the salad game and it didn't do well because
They might not have as many varieties.
they're known for McNuggets and French fries and burgers, and people people walking into a McDonald's aren't like, I think I'd love a nice salad. That's weird. It's like walking into a Krispy Kreme thinking, where's the elliptical? It's not gonna. The expectation doesn't match up with the venue. Speaking
of, I saw a story yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you know how much a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts currently costs?
How much?
$19.99.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Wow.
How are they going to? They just raised their prices again. That's why the story was being run.
Yeah.
Is that worth it? Come on, people. You've had those donuts. Is that worth it?
I think to some people it is. Like to people who love donuts, and here's the thing: would I pay $20 for 12 donuts? No, but I'd pay $2 for one of them, which is more than $20 for 12 of them.
So you think, you had to feed 6 or 7 people with these donuts? You think that that's an okay deal?
No, that's when you go to Walmart bakery.
I'll drop the money for me.
Well,
but to feed other people.
Yeah, right. I could put this out on text. Am I wrong? Like if, I think there are some people that would be thrilled going and, but you're right. $20 for a dozen donuts feels like, whoa.
I think that's a lot.
That is a lot.
And no offense to those who think Krispy Kremes are the best, but I can think of several local donut shops I'd rather eat at besides Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
So $19.99 feels like a lot.
Yeah, it does. You know what it is, Julie. I will say a warm, fresh Krispy Kreme donut is very good. I'm not gonna lie. And now I can't remember the point that I was going to make, but it is good. But, I know what it was. I think there's FOMO. I think for people, it's like, it's a Krispy Kreme. It's like the same reason why people used to wear Tommy Hilfiger jeans.
You've got to stop pulling that out.
Okay. Is that the boomer reference?
It is so old school.
Okay, what's a new one? Give me a new one.
A jean that,
Lululemon.
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Lululemon, probably great clothes. Are they worth what you're paying for them? No.
That's what I was going to say. A warm Krispy Kreme donut is good. But if you are a 3-minute drive between your favorite local shop and a warm Krispy Kreme donut, which one are you taking?
Oh, yeah. No, that's
the local one, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, right. It is. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Should we go to the phones?
Sure.
All right, caller, we have a couple of minutes here. Go ahead.
I'm assuming that's me.
It's you. Yep. You're on.
My only thought, and I'll hang up and listen, is when you're talking price of donuts, look what those cookie crumble places, $2.50 per cookie. And you start adding that up, 10 cookies, $25. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, true. Thank you for the call. Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
Again, we're not going to mention any, businesses at all, but I think sometimes you have these higher prices because it's a kind of an experience thing.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, have you tried these cookies? Have you tried these cookies? When probably some local ones are as good or better.
Do you know what I would do if I were going to start any kind of a food business? I would go out and I would find 20 or 30 people and I would say, I'm going to pay you to just create a line and stand in line for 2 or 3 hours. People driving by, they're going to see the line. That would be incredibly good marketing. Mm-hmm. And you could pay them in, product. Just say, hey, I'll hook you up with more, whatever, cookies or snow cones or whatever.
Yeah, if you've got a good geographical location.
Yeah. And you would build that. Like In-N-Out Burger. Like you and I both have been to In-N-Out Burger. Mm-hmm. They're fine. Are they lines a half a mile long fine?
For me, no. But It is for some people.
But I do think there's sort of this reputational thing, and it's this little subconscious programming that says, this is the place to go.
Yeah.
If you're not there, you're not where everybody is.
I'll admit, I do this. Do you know where I do this at?
Where?
If I'm at like a street fair or like Riverfest or whatever.
Yeah.
If a food vendor doesn't have a line, I automatically think, what's wrong with them? Why is that line over there 5 people deep and there's nobody waiting in line at this one?
Yeah.
So I do fall for that.
I think it kind of works. But I will say the lines waiting to listen to the Neil Larson show are genuine. We're not paying them. We'll be back after this. All right. It's 8:57 on News Talk 107.9. I kind of want to have the reverse conversation, Julie. Like we've many times had the conversation about what do you think is overrated? Like something that everybody says they love, but you don't think it's all that great. I'm not going to say any restaurants here. We actually sort of said that about In-N-Out, which is okay because they're not, they're not here. They're not here in the region. But I'd love in reverse, what is something that nobody else really gets all that excited about that you think is awesome?
That would be interesting to hear what people have to say.
Because if I think through it, I think I can think of a few.
Okay.
In fact, I can think of one right off. We'll do it next hour.
Okay.
And good morning. It's 9:07, hour 2 underway here on News Talk 107.9. And Julie and I we're going to get to our sort of serendipitous topic that we teased at the end of last hour. But Julie and I were just having a conversation. You may have heard as part of the Butler, Pennsylvania Trump assassination attempt lore, that was the one rally that CNN was carrying live. And so a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I don't remember exactly when, I wanted to know if that was even true because I had heard it over and over and over again. And it's sort of a foundational claim that's made to say, oh, CNN knew. They knew something big was going to happen. So I did some research, and it's not true. CNN carried at least portions of several Trump campaign rallies. It does list throughout June of 2024 rallies in Phoenix, Nevada, Detroit, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Doral, Florida, and some others. So that not to take anything away from that, it doesn't exonerate CNN of anything, but that particular detail is one that I saw repeated, and I thought, okay, I always want to question the premise of something. And it turns out that CNN, no, they did carry portions of other rallies.
I wonder if there's a deeper explanation to this, because I heard just 2 days ago Charlie Kirk re-say this. So I wonder, was CNN carrying this Butler rally end to end? And in these other ones, maybe they only covered for minutes here or minutes there.
Well, maybe. I guess I have no idea. I have no way of answering that question. But yeah, could have been.
It is interesting. We're never going to know about Butler, by the way.
Why not? Trump's in charge. I mean, he can tell the Secret Service investigate this fully and get answers. And I mean, why are we not getting answers? It's been over a year. Maybe
he's using the information he does have as leverage. So it's not important to him.
Yeah. Yeah, could be. Which is frustrating for all of us out here.
Oh, absolutely. Because you just want it to be right and wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Julie, we got to go back to what we teased at the end of last hour, where we always talk about things that everybody seems to like. The long lines, everybody flocks to it, everybody gets it, and then when you try it, you're like, it doesn't live up to the hype. And so there's a reverse phenomenon where there may be products that, or food items that may be kind of unremarkable to a lot of people, but you're like, I love this stuff. And you mentioned you have a licorice that you absolutely love.
I love Australian red licorice. And there's a local, it's not local, it's everywhere, but it's called Wally's, I believe.
Wallaby or Wally?
Is it Wallaby? It's in a red package. It is not even close. It is so much better than Twizzlers, or I prefer Red Vines over Twizzlers. It's better than Red Vines.
Yeah.
It is good. So good.
Is there any product that is cheaper, but you like better than the rest in its class?
I mentioned to you that there's a local grocery store.
Yeah.
That makes double chocolate chip muffins.
Oh, yeah.
My kids will contest they're the best muffins that have ever existed.
Oh, really?
You can go to a high-end bakery and they say the muffins aren't as good as that local grocery store's double chocolate chip muffins.
Okay, that makes sense. You know what I think is really good? You're going to think this is crazy. The Winco brand Diet Cola. Mm-hmm. It's like really good.
There are people that are like throwing things in their cars right now because they live and die by their Diet Coke or whatever.
Don't get me wrong. Like I drink my share of Diet Mountain Dew. We have Diet Dr. Pepper. I love it. But I tried that. I'm like, hey, I never would have, thought that. But it's perfectly good.
It's good. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like if you're going to talk fast food restaurants, Chick-fil-A seems to be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone will say that's the best, then the best nuggets, best everything.
Yeah.
I think there's probably some lesser known fast food restaurants that people would say, nah, food is as good or better than Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I do like Chick-fil-A, but I like lots of food too. Mm-hmm. So you know me and my standards. Might be a little different than your standards.
They're not the highest.
They're not the highest. It's probably true. I would agree with that. So, 208-542-1079. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. There's probably really good examples of this kind of thing where people are like, "Oh yeah, these are better than I thought."
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't seen any. Oh, the Olipop water, watermelon, lime, or ginger with lemon, so good, they said.
Oh, really?
I've seen Olipop, and my kids drink Olipop. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Olipop? Speaking of that, I was actually, our grandsons were over. I was lying in the hammock, and I had Cal lying next to me in the hammock. And Ollie came out with an Otter Pop, and I'm like, I'm trying to keep my carbs low, so I didn't have an Otter Pop, Ollie Pop. I almost said Ollie Pop. That's what this said. So, but Ollie was like, he's like, "Do you want one, Grandpa?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good, but thank you." And then I thought, why don't they make Diet Coke Otter Pops or Diet Dr. Pepper
those
Otter
would be good.
Pops?
Just frozen soda. That would be good.
Let's get with the program here, because I would absolutely do that. And I've also thought when you go in and you go into like the local convenience stores that have slushy machines, it's always like blue raspberry and something red, and maybe there's a Coca-Cola one. Why don't you do a Diet Coke or a Diet Dr. Pepper or a?
I think Icy does do the cola flavors.
Really? Mm-hmm. Where?
I don't get that, so I don't know where. I'm sure the listeners know where you can get a cola flavored.
Well, let me
slushy.
know, because I do a cola flavored, a Diet Cola flavored slushy. So.
Somebody said Sixlets are better than M&Ms.
Oh,
and Sixlets would be cheaper.
Yeah, they would. That's okay. That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. Speaking of that, I don't know why we're venturing off into this, but food always sort of lights us up a bit. Are Chico sticks the same as the inside of a Butterfinger?
No. Close, but no.
Okay.
I think the filling inside of Butterfinger is just a little bit better.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. The flavors are, a little deeper.
So
I don't know.
If you took one of the big, long Chico sticks and you dipped it in chocolate, you wouldn't have a Butterfinger.
Not exactly, but that would be good.
I know, right?
That would be good. Yeah. I sent you a food-related item last night that sounds crazy. Let me get it. I'm going to say exactly what it is because I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
I got to turn down. Cup of Noodles is making a dill pickle ramen noodle, and you can find it in Walmart stores. Would you eat that?
I would try it. I'm not eating ramen, but I would definitely I'd definitely try. I think if I remember right, my daughter Jessie, she loves dill pickle stuff. I think we got her some dill ramen. I think we did because it was sort of a theme that we got for like because there's dill pickle chips now.
Everything.
There's dill everything. And like those spicy dill fish crackers that they make, those are really good.
Yeah.
So
I would love to know, like, if that's actually good, the dill pickle. Yeah.
Ramen. Mm-hmm. I'll bet it's good. You don't know?
I'm not.
You're less sure.
I don't hate dill, but I don't love it. And I don't know if I love it enough to
really
make a ramen choice over it.
It's like you don't go to the fridge at 2 a.m. when you're hungry and open a jar of dill pickles and go...
I don't know if I've ever gone to the fridge and gotten food out at 2 a.m.
Gotcha. Well, whenever you get food. Have you ever eaten a whole dill pickle? Like just chawed on a dill pickle?
It would have been years and years and years ago. Okay. And not now.
No?
I guess I just don't love it enough.
Yeah. Once in a while. Okay, can I make a confession?
Mm-hmm.
Because I usually don't eat a whole dill pickle. I might once every 3 years or something. But when nobody's looking, sometimes. What?
Are you going to say you drink the juice?
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like the mouth is watering and the juice is there. And not straight from the jar. Like I'll pour a little bit out into a cup. But I'll be like, I'm craving it. And right now my mouth is watering for it. Like it's, you know what else I drink too?
Do you drink olive juice?
No. Ooh, heavens no. No.
Oh, no. Only Neanderthals drink olive juice.
I'm not a monster, Julie. But I will. I buy jalapeno. I buy a ton of jalapenos now. Like tons of I have to have jalapenos on everything now. And there's a certain brand where it's a pickled jalapeno. Sometimes I drink the jalapeno juice.
Okay.
And most normal people would say, oh, it's too hot. It's too spicy. And it is. It's got a kick to it. But it's like this craving. My mouth is like watering right now because if somebody would make a dill pickle juice popsicle, I would probably eat it. Or a jalapeno juice popsicle.
Oh, my gosh.
I'd try it.
Okay. Like, I'm not.
Julie, you're the one that said I'll try anything. Would you try a dill pickle?
I don't love jalapenos, so I wouldn't try that one. You could get me to try dill pickle something.
Okay. I've known you for a long time. How do you not like jalapenos? Is it the heat or just you're not into that?
Okay, it's the same thing that happens with dill pickles. This is why I do not put dill pickles on my hamburgers. Whatever you put a dill pickle on, that's all you taste is the dill pickle.
Okay, yeah, it does. It has an intrusive, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel the same way with jalapenos. Whatever you put it on, all you feel is the heat. You don't actually get to taste everything else.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Mm-hmm. I get that. They do have, and actually Walmart has a brand. There's probably a name brand too. It's a cream cheese spread. Like it's a whipped cream cheese. It's jalapeno flavored. Mm. I've been eating it by the spoonful.
Okay, so I would eat that on like a bagel.
Yeah.
Without anything else competing.
Okay.
That would be yummy.
That's when you make it the highlight.
Yes, that would be yummy.
When it's a solo, not a chorus, then you'll have it. Mm-hmm. I gotcha. All right, let's go to the phones. 208-542-1079. Caller, thanks for waiting. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
I just wanted to, tell every new mom that a great hack is to cut a dill pickle in half and give it to your teething baby. Mm. They will gut that thing, and they absolutely love it. And so dill pickles were something I used for my son when he was teething, and he absolutely loved them.
Okay. Have them gum a dill pickle while they're teething.
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you for the call.
I'm not going to promote a local store, but there is a local fast food restaurant that apparently has a dill pickle slushie.
No. Uh-huh. Okay, we'll get the dill pickle ramen. We'll get a dill pickle slushie. And we'll try it. We'll sample. Now, if you'll make a jalapeno slushie, I'm all over that. I would try that. Do you even like jalapeno jelly?
Again, I don't want it to be like if it was just on a slice of bread, like really good bread.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
I mean to take the jelly, dump it over a block of cream cheese, and then you dip
I would do that.
chips or crackers into it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not changing the taste of everything. That's what you're supposed to be focusing on.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. All right, 9:22 on News Talk 1079. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll probably change the subject because, after all, this is a political talk show.
Yeah.
Pickle and political kind of sound the same, but we'll be right back.
Okay, so you can get the cola-flavored slushies at the Speedy Mart on Holmes next to IF High School.
And diet.
Oh, I don't know if they're diet.
Yeah, no,
They didn't.
I mean a diet cola slushie is what I'm. I've seen the Coke slushies at like Maverick, but.
And then the dill pickle slushie
Yeah.
is at Sonic.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, somebody says don't drink your jalapeno jar juice. Keep it. Throw a couple of dill pickles in there and let them sit in the fridge for a week or two and then eat the dill pickles and you're going to love them.
Oh, I bet I would. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that.
Okay, try that.
I think I just threw away. I used the last half a dozen jalapeno slices on a burrito thing. I think I threw the rest of it away. So,
My girls have a huge text feed going.
Everything okay?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Somebody texted COH. What is that?
I don't know. Did you see that I got mad at one of our people that texts us?
No.
Yeah. They told me to keep reaching Julie. I'm sure you can find a conspiracy somewhere.
Oh.
And I sent back that they were overdue for telling me I'm a bad Mormon. Because this is the same person that always shames us for being bad Mormons.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Shame someone for being a bad Christian is actually being a bad Christian.
Right. That's true. I can't believe you judge people, you terrible person. The skin of a kiwi.
I saw that. That sounds horrible. Eating it. This person eats the skin of the kiwi.
I don't eat a lot of kiwi. Do you get a lot of kiwi in the summertime? We don't either. So
I do like kiwi, though.
Yeah, I like kiwi. All right, hold on. 9:26 on News Talk 1079. Neil Larson and Julie Mason. Julie, when you make mashed potatoes, do you leave the potato skins in them?
Not all of the skins, but if I'm peeling and I miss some, they go in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I learned that. Like I grew up, you had to peel the potatoes, and then your mashed potatoes were just potatoes, not peels. But when I served my church mission back in Pennsylvania, there were a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch. And so we'd have lunch with people, and there was a lot of, they weren't necessarily Pennsylvania Dutch, but there was a lot of influence, the food that was back there. And the Pennsylvania Dutch way is to leave all the skins on it. And so there's a lot of skin inside it, which I actually grew to really like.
I like potato skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be okay.
You know how I like potato skins. When you bake the potato, you put oil and salt, like little rock salt or kosher salt on it, and then the skin gets crispy. And then it's all buttery and
so good.
Yeah, dip it in ranch dressing. I knew you'd have a problem with that, so I threw that in. Not really. Okay, we're back. Steve Colbert. Did we play the Colbert clip?
We did in the last hour, not this hour.
Okay. What's going on with Steve Colbert? Like, I feel like I want to play this really quick here.
And now for the next 10 months, the gloves are off. I can finally... I can finally speak unvarnished truth to power and say what I really think about Donald Trump, starting right now. I don't care for him.
Okay. Is this just going to be is his swan song going to be how much he hates Trump for the next 10 months? Is Trump really going to live rent-free in Steve Colbert's head for the last stretch of his tenure at CBS?
I don't know why CBS isn't just counting their losses. Pay out his contract and have them all done at the end of the year. Why wait until May? Start something new, January 3rd or whatever the first Monday is in January.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because you would get rid of the 200 employees, so you would be saving money there.
And pay them out too?
I don't think that they have to pay them out.
They probably don't.
Yeah, so you give them a date of, we're done January 1st. We're paying Steve Colbert out through May.
I mean,
let's be finished with this.
5 or 6 months is enough time for people to move on. So, yeah, I feel like it's now a lame duck late night show, and there's not a future there, so people aren't going to be invested in it. It's probably just going to deteriorate in quality as it goes on. They'll do one big rah-rah at the end, and hopefully Steve Colbert maybe he can share podcast space with Don Lemon.
He's currently making a plan to make his TikTok more vibrant.
Yeah.
I'm going to become an influencer.
Does one of the networks pick him up? Like, and by that I mean, like, does CNN bring him on? Because, I mean, he's very politically oriented, and some people think he's entertaining. So maybe, does he become part of the regular roster at a network like CNN? I mean, what's his future? What does he do?
Well, okay, let's advance that, because there is an option there. Gutfeld is doing great.
Gutfeld, yeah.
And there really isn't a CNN or MSNBC version of Gutfeld. Mm-hmm. So maybe you try to turn him into that.
Well, and it seems like that later stuff on CNN is just kind of retreaded earlier segments.
Yeah.
So, but it is very expensive to have a singular show like that. It's on Fox, it works because they have the revenue and the audience to justify all of it. So.
I also wouldn't want to go up against Gutfeld. He's killing it.
Oh, he is.
So if you were going to choose a time, that wouldn't be where you would put him.
You know, it's fascinating to watch it, because Gutfeld, who's not on, he's not free like these guys are. Anybody can turn on a TV and watch Colbert or Kimmel or whatever. Gutfeld, you have to pay to see him, he's beating their ratings. Like, it's pretty remarkable. I think Gutfeld is super funny.
He is, and bold and brave. And the thing that Gutfeld will do that Stephen Colbert would not is Gutfeld will call out Republicans when they're being idiots.
Yeah. And
Colbert is just so entrenched in Trump hatred that he'll back any Democrat.
Yeah, you're right. He's very focused on Trump. Jon Stewart's a little different. He'll go after Democrats, but yeah.
I also think there's a portion that we haven't even talked about with Stephen Colbert and his late night is I think people are tired of being spoon-fed interviews, meaning they know how crafted and manufactured those late night interviews are.
Yeah.
You don't come up with those stories where Colbert asks some crazy question and the guest goes into this event that happened in Venice 3 months ago and how crazy it was. They're very, there's just no impromptu to those at all anymore. And I think people, they don't love that. It's not their favorite. Yeah. They've moved on past that.
I think people would rather have less polished, but more authentic. And I agree with you.
Yeah. And that model worked at one point.
Yeah.
But it's just time to upgrade the firmware.
But like, look at Rogan. I mean, these podcasts can bring people in for 2 to 3 hours. And it's not scripted. It's just very kind of, I don't know if I'd say laid back, but it's just very
conversational. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just flowing from one topic to another, and it's not highly regimented. And I think people are eating that up. They like it. So, all right, it's 9:33, 208-542-1079, and we'll be back after this. Okay, do you want to do Timberline when we come back?
Sure.
Okay. Why are you such a bad Mormon, Julie?
I don't know. Just line up with the people who are disappointed in me. Go right ahead.
Did they ever say anything back?
No. Because they'll fire that off thinking they're doing something great. And then when presented with it, they're like, oh, that does kind of sound ugly.
Yeah. Both Julie and I are more than willing to put people in their place when they get out of line. You know what's weird? On my screen, on my update screen, I see their message.
You're not seeing mine?
I see yours when I click on it, and it shows the history.
Oh.
But the latest is the keep digging, Julie comment. So
weird.
You know what they should have done? Somebody sent, dill pickle hot sauce. Ooh,
you would probably like that.
Yeah, crave the good. This lacto-fermented dill pickle hot sauce is ridiculously delicious. Can you buy it, or do I have to make it? Looks like I have to make it.
Yeah, but let's do a search. What's it called? Not crave, but it's dill.
Oh, dill pickle hot sauce. The link is to a recipe. But
oh, it's all over the place. Multiple brands.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to give it a shot.
One is called Pickle Crack.
Oh, okay.
It says that one's at Walmart.
Pickle Crack.
Uh-huh. And then there's one called Angry Irishman that they sell in the barbecue section at Ace Hardware.
Okay.
Oh, Buc-ee's has one, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Amazon. They have it.
Yeah. You know what? I've told you this idea before, and I really want this to happen. When I'm really wealthy, like $1 billion, and I'm going to do this. You've been to Tillamook in Oregon at the cheese factory there. And it's like a museum, and it's like a big...
See the factory floor. And
I want to do one of those for potatoes just off the interstate in Blackfoot, because I think everybody would stop. Like, it would be a thing. You know, you go in and think of all the ways you can do potatoes.
The potato restaurant could do fries,
hash browns,
baked potatoes, potato donuts, potato bread.
Yeah, like there's a lot you can do with potatoes, and have it try to be as locally sourced stuff as possible. And then I think the dairy industry in Magic Valley is robust enough that you could do something like what Tillamook has done in Oregon. And just there's lots of land along the interstate through there that you could find to build something like that. But make it just kind of a sort of a touristy destination, part museum, part tourist trap, part food court, part whatever. Sell
merchandise. Go out and pet the cows.
Yeah, that'd be good. You could have potato sack races at the one in Blackfoot. Go out and pet the cows. Okay. All right. It's 9:39 now on News Talk 107.9. Neil Larson and Julie Mason.
All right. Let's chat about... I almost forgot that's what we were doing.
That's all right. I got you back. I saw you were getting distracted, and I was ready to.
I was reading texts. Yeah. Timberline Home. Let's chat about them and their wellness line of furniture. It's so perfect for relaxation, especially in the summertime. And they have new infinity massage chairs as part of that wellness line of furniture. But the one that I always talk about is their Z-Cliner, because 10% of people sleep in a recliner. They don't sleep in a bed. And this recliner is specifically meant to sleep in. It's designed for that. It has multiple heat, massage, and zero gravity recline options. That helps with maximum circulation. Also, the recliner itself is covered in science-backed nanobionic fabric, and that helps to speed up your blood flow by up to 30%. And that also decreases inflammation in the body. This same technology is available in the Zofa. That's the 2-person one. So if both you and your significant other sleep in recliners, now you can have one that's side by side. It's a Zofa meant to sleep in. So stop on down to Timberline Home. Ask them about their wellness line, the Infinity Massage Chairs, the Z-Cliner, and the Zofa. It has studies by Sleep Score that back that you can improve your sleep quality by up to 121%. 711 East Anderson in Idaho Falls. Again, that's Timberline Home, 711 East Anderson in Idaho Falls.
Okay, if you'd like to join us on the program, 208-542-1079. That is the number if you'd like to join us. If you want to throw really cheap insults at Julie. You can
get in line.
Right. That has happened. It's funny because we did get a message a little while ago. It was, keep digging, Julie. I'm sure you'll find a conspiracy theory somewhere, because we were talking about the Butler, Pennsylvania thing, and here's the issue, because I want to know what's true, what's not true, and I go in not caring what the crowd's thinking. I want to know what happened, and we have seen over and over and over again in the last, I would say, 5 to maybe even closer to 10 years. It starts out as a conspiracy theory. The media puts it on the fringe. They marginalize it. They mock it. But given enough time, that thing that started out being treated like a conspiracy theory ended up being the truth. Like the origin of COVID. And they told us that it was undercooked bat soup. Do you remember that crap?
Yep. I remember 2 weeks to slow the spread.
Oh, yes. I remember that very much, too. But I remember going, okay, first of all, they eat bat soup. Like, it was this wet market in Wuhan. And something felt a little weird about that. Like, I don't know why when they were telling us, I'm like, I don't think it was undercooked bat soup. Like that, it felt like that was being sort of foisted on us. But I didn't say anything about it at the time. I just remember feeling that way. And then the first people to come along and say they have the virology lab down the street. And don't just assume that's a coincidence. And as time went on, this conspiracy theory, the weirdos and the wackos that back then were saying, we think it came out of the lab. And they were treated horribly because they said that. Now come to find out that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
COVID escaped from that lab. Another COVID-related thing that started out as a conspiracy theory was the Behringer Declaration, where these doctors came forward and said, we would be smart to get healthy people out, living their lives, go to the concert, go to the game, go to the whatever, and let's hyper protect the vulnerable, the elderly and the infirm, and keep them homebound and give them all the support that they need. But we got to have this virus run its way through the population as quickly as possible. That would have been the smart way to go. And in many cases, that's exactly what ended up happening, because that was just the course of things. But do you remember how much they ridiculed those doctors for suggesting that's how we ought to do it?
They lost practices. It was horrible what they did to them. And, I'm with you. We did a deep dive yesterday on Facebook Live about PBS and NPR and how many people are employed and how could that be replaced. I ask people to do their research. I'm fine if it comes out that some of the things that were pushed about Butler, Pennsylvania are proven wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with being told you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And when somebody texts in and pushes back on that, saying you'll find a conspiracy theory somewhere, well, guess what? I left a job. You left a job over mass pressure. Your text means nothing.
Yeah, no. And that's, it's so true. I'm like, I think people are so eager to be accepted or to be part of where the crowd is going. And I remember, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm patting ourselves on the back here. I don't know where I developed this, but you're the same as I am. If the crowd's going one way, I'm more likely to look at going the other way. Not necessarily that I will. But far too often when you have a large crowd going one direction, it's because they're being manipulated. And I remember that stretch. I still see this overlay on Facebook sometimes, people bragging how they got the COVID vaccine. And do you know how easy it was for Zuckerberg to prioritize those profiles that had the COVID logo? And people are malleable. When they see more of those, they're like, okay, I better get the vax. And they would go out, they'd get the vax, and then they'd put the overlay on their Facebook profile. I have said this before. I'll say it again, and I will never change on this. the very deliberate, proactive decision to not get the vaccine is among my most proud decisions that I've ever made in my life. It wasn't not deciding to get the vaccine. It was deciding to not get the vaccine. There's a difference there. And you made the same choice. I made the same choice. I encouraged others around me to make that choice. And now, Julie, we won't say any names, but we were actually texting with someone yesterday that has had heart problems ever since the whole COVID thing. And there are a lot of people now. There is far more, and I mean far more regret among people who got the vaccine and wish they hadn't than vice versa. I don't know anybody who didn't get the vaccine but wished they would have.
Yeah, I don't know anyone either. And the result of that could be because they could still. So, if they had wanted it, they could go get it. I'm going to always ask the questions. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Start digging, figuring out. Don't just, okay, I'm going to give you Idaho politics as an example. This is one of the reasons we don't sycophantically follow the IFF. Are there portions of what the IFF publishes, puts out, talks about that have value to the conservatives in Idaho? You bet.
Yeah.
I am not going to blindly follow an organization because I can independently think for myself.
Yeah.
And that's just what I ask for people. Start digging. Start figuring it out.
Don't outsource your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's super important.
Yep.
Right now, I'll say this very carefully. There's some drama going on internally in the Republican Party. We haven't talked about it because it doesn't really impact people at large. Like it's sort of drama where it's sort of personality driven.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. Okay, we like to talk about principles. We love everybody who's truly on board with conservatism.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have the biggest problem with people who are not conservative but try to wear that cloak than I do with people who are liberal and owning the fact that they're liberal and what they're trying to accomplish.
I would agree.
Because those people are turncoats. They're people that they're kind of reading the situation. They're liberal. They're absolutely liberal. You see it in their votes, in their rhetoric, whatever. But they want the social and political benefit of wearing the Republican mantle. And I can't respect that at all.
Mm-hmm.
You're not being authentic. You're not being genuine. And I understand your desire to be accepted or to win or whatever. It's not honest and it's not ethical to function that way. Be who you are and then let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, and you can decide, am I proud of who I am or do I want to change fundamentally who I am? Don't just change your clothes.
Yes.
Change your person, change your values, change your philosophies, or stay with where you're at. If you're comfortable with it, you do you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll sleep better, at least. All right, it's 9:49 on News Talk 107.9, 208-542-1079. We'll be back, and we'll have our final segment coming up. Also, if you'd like to join us, we usually stick around. With exception, but we stick around for a few minutes after the show for Facebook Live. You can text live to 208-542-1079.
That's interesting. We didn't talk about that, but those who choose to not get vaxxed are continually harassed by Red Cross for their untainted blood.
Wow. Because can't you ask if you're getting blood to have unvaxxed blood?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, look at who that text came from.
Yeah.
We can see all their texts now.
Oh, whatever that problem was fixed.
Yeah.
You're right.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
Are people still getting COVID vaxxed?
I'm sure. I read a statistic. We should do a deep dive on this one. I read a statistic the other day and it was on X, so who knows if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But a pediatrician, by the end of a vaccination cycle, makes an additional somewhere around $1,000 per child that they vaccinate.
Why have we created an incentive for that?
I don't know. We should do a deep dive on that. It would be interesting to see how accurate that is. And I think it probably varies from state to state. See, because that was the big problem in Arizona, is that those doctors down there don't want to give up the revenue stream. Plus, they aren't ranked in Arizona if they don't vaccinate children. Like and so there's two incentives there.
That's crap.
Which is why my son had because my son doesn't want to vaccinate his kid. He chose not to do it within the first 24 hours of birth. He doesn't think that that's healthy for a child.
Yeah, right.
Let their little body settle in. But they wouldn't do the circumcision without him being vaccinated. It took him forever to find somebody who would actually circumcise his kid.
Oh, wow. That just feels wrong. And I don't know if we should be incentivizing. I mean, pay for the cost of a treatment, but don't create additional financial incentives because that clouds your judgment as a provider. Are you thinking about the patient's health or are you thinking about your revenue?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Crazy.
Oh, I need 9:53 News Talk 107.9 Neil Larson along with Julie Mason. And we do want to remind you tomorrow at 8:35 we'll be talking with Chris Cargill from the Mountain States Policy Center. And we're going to ask him about these panic tour stops that the Save Our Schools people are putting on. Mm-hmm. And he's going to talk about House Bill 33. He may be a little more dignified than I am and not call it the panic tour as I have. But we'll chat with him about House Bill 93, what the future of it is. And also tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, that's when the Kohberger sentencing begins to happen. We'll probably carry a little bit of it. It's not our plan to carry it wall to wall all day long, because I think that you're going to have victim impact statements. The killer himself is going to have an opportunity. He probably won't do it, but it's going to be a fairly lengthy proceeding. But we will be covering it and checking in now and then.
When you talk about the victim impact statements, there's multiple people that are referenced there because you've got 4 victims. They all have parents and siblings. Plus, you have the 2 surviving roommates that will have an opportunity to speak if they want to. I would guess they're not going to take the opportunity, but they could surprise me. Yep. You also have other college students who were witnesses to the scene that were friends of them that I wouldn't be surprised have the opportunity to speak. You're over a dozen people that are probably going to give victim impact statements. That's going to take a long time.
Yeah, it is going to take a while. Interestingly, Trump put out a Truth Social post about tomorrow's sentencing of Kohberger and basically telling the judge you should require Kohberger to explain to the families why he killed their kids. And the judge can't really do that. That's not his purview. But I do appreciate the president putting some pressure on it because those families do deserve some answers. Yeah. So,
yep.
Hey, let's talk for a moment about saving some money. You can save up to $5,000 right now instantly on your home purchase at Clayton Homes Sign and Save event. That's up to $2,500 on a single section home or $5,000 on a multi-section home. Clayton Homes are designed with you in mind. They have premium features that turn your house into your dream home. Let me give you a couple of examples here. They're built with thick insulation and tight construction, and what that means is a more efficient home that helps keep you comfortable, and it also keeps your heating and air costs affordable. So get the luxury, quality, and the style that you want in a beautiful, affordable home with energy-efficient features that fit your budget. And you can get a home equipped with energy-smart features for year-round comfort and savings. Every Clayton-built home uses products from the world's most trusted brands. And in a moment, I'll tell you how you can find out more, but I do need to tell you that terms and conditions for the Sign and Save sales event can be found at manufacturedhomeoffers.com, available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. The amount of savings may be limited, so ask for details, and may not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply. Visit the local Clayton Homes near you or browse their limited time deals at manufacturedhomeoffers.com in order to learn more. Okay, Julie. Do we have Crapo and Rich this week? Senators Crapo and Rich this week.
We should have Senator Crapo. This will be the last time I believe that we'll talk to them before the August break, probably.
Okay.
So, yes, tentatively, yes.
Okay. Did you hear that President Trump is pressuring John Thune to skip the August recess so the Senate can confirm his judicial nominees?
I did not hear this.
And Thune gave a very non-committal but diplomatic response to Trump. We'll see what we can do. Something very similar to that.
That's not going to happen.
No, that is not going to happen. Like there's no way that they are going to skip the August recess. So, it's interesting. Well, I think most people know this history. Do you know why they do an August recess? Because it was so stinking hot back in the day that lawmakers did not want to be in Philadelphia or Washington, D.C. in order to...
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was it was all weather related. And even in the age of air conditioning, they've just kept up the tradition of just taking August off. And, you can do good family summer vacations in August. And so it still kind of fits. But the origin of it was so stinking humid and hot. So
I've been there in D.C. at that time. It is hot.
It is. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. It's 9:59.